Life can be unpredictable, but for some people it can seem like a miracle. In this collection, we explore the stories of the top 10 luckiest people ever. These individuals faced death multiple times and survived, their lives shaped by extraordinary luck. Number 1. Harrison Okene, Nigeria, 2013. Harrison Okene was the cook on a Nigerian tugboat that capsized in heavy seas. Trapped in the sunken vessel, he found an air pocket and survived underwater for 60 hours. His rescue was a miraculous event, captured on video by divers who couldn't believe they had found a survivor. Harrison's ordeal is a testament to the incredible human will to survive against all odds. Number 2. Maarten de Jonge, Netherlands, 2014. Maarten de Jonge, a professional cyclist from the Netherlands, narrowly escaped death twice in 2014 by changing his flight plans at the last minute. He was initially booked on Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, which disappeared over the Indian Ocean, but switched to a later flight to save money. Later that year, he was scheduled to fly on Malaysia Airlines flight MH17, which was shot down over Ukraine. Again, he changed his plans at the last moment. Maarten's close calls with disaster highlight the sometimes inexplicable nature of fate. Number 3. Tsutomu Yamaguchi, Japan, 1945. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was an engineer visiting Hiroshima on business when the atomic bomb was dropped on August 6, 1945. Despite being severely burned and temporarily blinded, he survived and returned to his home city of Nagasaki. 3 days later, he experienced the second atomic bombing and survived again. Yamaguchi's story of surviving 2 atomic bombings was officially recognized by the Japanese government in 2009, making him the only known survivor of both attacks. He lived to the age of 93, passing away in 2010. Number 4. Julian Koepcke, Peru, 1971. On Christmas Eve in 1971, Juliane Koepcke was on Lancer Flight 508 when it was struck by lightning and disintegrated mid-air over the Peruvian rainforest. Strapped to her seat, she fell 2 miles to the ground, surviving with a broken collarbone, a deep cut on her leg and a swollen eye. Using her knowledge of the rainforest, she followed a stream, knowing it would lead her to civilization. After 11 days, local lumbermen found her and took her to safety. Juliane's story is a remarkable tale of survival and resilience. Number 5. Roy Sullivan, USA, 1942-1977. Roy Sullivan, known as the Human Lightning Conductor, was a park ranger in Shenandoah National Park, Virginia. Between 1942 and 1977, he was struck by lightning 7 times and survived each strike. His first strike in 1942 caused him to lose a toenail. The second in 1969 knocked him unconscious and burned his eyebrows. The third in 1970 left his shoulder seared. In 1972, his hair caught fire. The fifth strike in 1973 injured his legs. The sixth in 1976 injured his ankle. The seventh strike in 1977 burned his chest and stomach. Roy lived to tell his stories until he passed away in 1983 of natural causes. You think you've heard it all? The last one will shock you. Moving on to number 6. Violet Jessop, UK, 1911-1916. Violet Jessop was a stewardess and nurse who survived 3 maritime disasters. In 1911, she was on the RMS Olympic when it collided with a British warship. The ship was damaged but returned to port safely. The following year, Violet was aboard the RMS Titanic when it struck an iceberg and sank. She escaped on Lifeboat 16 and survived. In 1916, she was serving as a nurse on the HMHS Britannic, which hit a mine and sank. Violet escaped in a lifeboat and survived yet again. Despite these experiences, she continued to work at sea for many years. Number 7. Joan Ginther, USA, 1993 to 2010. Joan Ginther, a former math professor with a PhD from Stanford University, won the lottery 4 times. Her first win was in 1993 when she won $5.4 million. 10 years later, she won $2 million in a scratch-off game. In 2008, she won another $3 million, and in 2010, she hit the jackpot again, winning $10 million. Her total winnings amounted to over $20 million. Many speculated that her wins were due to her mathematical skills, but Joan remained an enigmatic figure, disappearing from public view after her last win. Number 8. Elmer Sherwin, USA, 1989-2005. Elmer Sherwin won his first big jackpot at the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas in 1989 on the casino's opening night, taking home $4.6 million. 16 years later, at the age of 92, he won again at the same casino, winning $21 million. Elmer generously donated a significant portion of his winnings to various charitable causes, including disaster relief efforts after Hurricane Katrina. His double win story is one of incredible luck and generosity. Number 9. Nichiren, Japan, 1271. Nichiren was a Japanese Buddhist monk during the Kamakura period. In 1271, he was sentenced to death for his religious teachings. As he was about to be beheaded, a lightning bolt struck, terrifying the executioner and postponing the execution. Nichiren was eventually pardoned. This miraculous event was seen as a divine sign, strengthening his followers' faith and helping to spread his teachings. Number 10. Frane Selak, Croatia, 1962-2003. Frane Selak's extraordinary luck began in 1962 when he was on a train that derailed and plunged into a river, killing 17 passengers. Frane survived with a broken arm and hypothermia. A year later, he was on a plane when the door malfunctioned and he was thrown out, landing safely on a haystack. The plane crashed, killing 19 people. In 1966, he survived a bus accident that killed 4 passengers. During the 1970s, his car caught fire, but he escaped before it exploded. In 1995, he was hit by a bus and sustained minor injuries. The following year, he swerved to avoid a collision with a United Nations truck and was ejected from his car, landing in a tree while his car exploded 300 feet below. Finally, in 2003, he won $1 million in the Croatian lottery, which he used to live comfortably and share with friends and family. These stories remind us that life can be unpredictable, but sometimes luck and resilience can lead to the most extraordinary outcomes. If you enjoyed these incredible stories of luck and survival, be sure to like and subscribe for more amazing historical tales. Follow us to discover more unbelievable events and extraordinary individuals from the past. Stay tuned for more fascinating stories.